Video we're going to look at what happens if I change the amount of packets that I buy. So for example, if I have a title here, packets, and I change my value, so if I use one packet I'm going to have so much information. If I use 2 packets I'm going to have so much information. If I use 3 packets, and so on. Now this is a spreadsheet. I've set a pattern here, 1, 2, 3. It knows it's going up one at a time, so I can use that information, or can use that model to actually automate this process. So I'm taking my mouse over this little black rectangle in the corner, bottom right hand corner, and saying repeat this pattern where you're adding 1 each time. So if I drag that right, I can do that. What I'm going to do is think about, let's say I bought 3 packs of butter. So let's come back here. I bought 3 packs of butter, 3 blocks of butter. How many packets of cake mix would I need to buy? Well, if it's going to make 7 for 1 tub of butter, if I'm going to buy 3 of them, it's going to make at least 21. So I'm going to zoom this up to about 21, 22, so that I can see the different prices of what's happening. So I'm stretching that, 15, 16, right up to 22. Now it's sort of gone off screen, which is not ideal. So what we really need to do is sort of shrink the width of this cell, so that value 10 or what have you just fits in it. And the easy way to do that, if you go between, let's say the G and H here, I want to shrink this cell or this column. If I go between the G and the H, the cursor changes, and when that cursor changes, if you double click, it shrinks it down to its minimum size. We might want to stretch some at other points, but I'm going to shrink all of these cells to begin with. There we go. So that I can see them all on the screen. It's a bit laborious, but you'll get the idea later. So there we go. We've shrunk them all down. 1 or 2 are a little wide. So for example, I is a little wide and H is wider than the 1, but we'll change that later. At least we can see all of the 22 on here now. So that was using the spreadsheet facility, and I'll go through that again. The spreadsheet will remember patterns. So if I typed in 1 and then drag that to the right, it will just put the pattern 1 in for everything, which I don't want. If I then put 1 and 2, I've got a pattern, but the spreadsheet might not recognize what the pattern is and might not correctly repeat them when I drag, but it has in this case. So basically all you need to do is put the 1 and the 2 in. I started off with 1, 2, 3 to make sure the pattern was there, and then drag that right to repeat the pattern. Just a quick way of doing things. So in the next video we're going to take a look at the costings. So if I have 1 packet, how much is it going to cost? How much eggs, how much butter, and what would the price of a cake be? While we're thinking about that, you might like to think, let's say we've got a school, 300 kids, and you're going to make cakes. How much are you going to sell each cake for? Or what would you sell each cake for to make a profit? Do you know the answer? Well, hopefully this is going to help us find out. But have a think now. How much would you sell the cakes for?